Hello, my name is Jessica, and today I am speaking on the topic of diversity in the classroom. This presentation will be separated into two main ideas. The first subject I will be discussing today is the identifying and understanding of diversity in schools. First of all, let me introduce this subject by answering the question, what is diversity? Diversity can be defined as the action of including or involving individuals from an extensive range of backgrounds. There are many different types of diversity within our community, increasingly in recent years within young people. This slide highlights some of the main categories of diversity, including various disabilities, sexual orientation, culture, ethnicity, and race, as well as gender and identity. Australia is seen as one of the most multicultural countries in the world. Therefore, being an educator in Australia means to ensure the ability to cater for a range of different students. Though Indigenous knowledge has helped define Australia as a nation, educational disadvantages for diverse students are unfortunately prevalent in Australia, particularly in regards to Indigenous families and students. The Australian Professional Standards for Teachers identifies three main categories for standards that teachers must follow. These categories are professional knowledge, professional practice, and professional engagement. Professional knowledge entails knowing your students and how they learn, and being knowledgeable of the content and how it is taught. Professional practice entails planning and implementing effective teaching and learning strategies, creating and maintaining supportive and safe learning environments, as well as being able to assess, provide feedback, and report on student learning. Lastly, professional engagement involves engaging in professional learning and ensuring you remain professional whilst educating. The previous 25 years has seen abrupt growth and rapid change in the diverse makeup of communities in the Western world. Given the evolving student demographic in schools, the necessity for socially and culturally aware teachers is only growing. Many teacher candidates are white and often encompass deficit views and stereotypes regarding children of color and are found to have limited knowledge concerning diversity. Many of these individuals have the idea that being different is a deficit, though this leads to harmful and negative ideas. For example, students from diverse backgrounds will not achieve the same academic success that students that come from more prevalent cultures will. These harmful and deficit views of diversity, along with teachers choosing to avoid integrating inclusive education in the classroom, can lead to the marginalization of students, undermining their self worth and their willingness to persist in their education. Studies have shown that school age students who are diverse in culture are failing to achieve equivalent achievement compared to their Anglo Australian peers, and not creating an inclusive classroom attributes greatly to this outcome. Numerous studies have shown that diverse students are now struggling from these deep rooted prejudices. Students are made to feel that their teachers have a negative attitude towards them, ridiculing and ignoring them, leading to the students themselves forming negative beliefs of their own capabilities and individualism. This is a stress that young children should not be made to feel. Instead, teachers should focus on uplifting their students' differences. The second part of the presentation will focus on how we can empower learners at school. Inclusive education is defined as students with diverse needs or from diverse backgrounds that may need extra support in the classroom using evidence based strategies. An inclusive teacher is a teacher that supports all students in their participation in order to encourage their success. So, why is it that inclusive education is so important? The importance of inclusive education is to ensure all students are included, welcomed, and supported in the classroom regardless of their diversities, allowing them to reach their full potential. There are three main categories of the inclusivity spectrum. These categories range from exclusion to inclusion. Exclusion can occur when a student is denied access or prevented from achieving equal education as their peers. This exclusion causes students to face barriers not only during their time at school, but even when enrolling. Segregation can occur when education for students with a diversity is offered, but in a separate environment than mainstream education. This is designed to offer special educational strategies that can cause students to feel left out and different to their peers. Inclusion involves taking those special strategies and applying them into mainstream education in order to overcome barriers, providing all students with equitable learning experiences. Inclusion is a goal that all teachers must meet to ensure they are teaching in an inclusive classroom. Hey Here 2016 makes a great point when they highlight that placing students who have a disability or diversity into mainstream classes without taking the correct structural changes is not real inclusion. As well as this, integration for diverse students does not automatically ensure a transition from segregation to inclusion, and there are many necessary steps to take before this is possible. Teachers are often encouraged to be and referred to as agents of change. This idea goes hand in hand with inclusive education. Successful inclusive education requires teachers to be able to collaborate with other professionals and families. In order to be agents of change, teachers are able to work with each other to promote inclusive education, introduce inclusive practices, and even band together to transform existing institutional structures that do not currently cater for diversity. It is crucial to recognize the importance and impact that the home environment has on students and how working with diverse families can positively impact on diverse students. It is also crucial that teachers are able to understand how a student's home environment can affect their education as well as their achievements. In regards to inclusive education, I myself aim to take on an inclusive pedagogy. An inclusive pedagogy is defined as an approach that ensures students are treated as individuals and their unique needs are catered for in the classroom, whilst also avoiding creating barriers or excluding any particular group. This concludes my presentation. Thank you for listening.